This is the outline that we have so far. It's really, really fast right now. I'm going to have to add some more in-between frames so it doesn't go so quickly. But this is the general idea. So let's do that. Let's put some more frames within these frames here so it doesn't move so quickly. The more frames you have in between things, the slower it becomes. Okay. So from here, he goes from there to there. Then he goes from here. Then that's his final stance there. And then he goes quickly down. The current frame, the last frame is in red. The current frame is the one that you see fully colored. And then the next frame after that is green. And as you see, from this frame, and then bam, he goes down. There's too many frames. So I'm going to make some in-between frames from here down there. So let's go ahead and duplicate this frame here. Yes, let's duplicate this frame here. Duplicate. Select the layers. Let's go ahead and delete the white background. We still have layer 21, the bars that he is pushing his face against. But this one, if I'm going to select frame 30, I want to move it, see, right in between there. And he's going to twist like this. Okay. So I don't really need to draw him over. I can do like a slight warp to make it appear like he's stretching out, squishing and squashing. And I want his cheek to go down a little bit, like this. And to have his his eyes. So it's not just the same frame. And because his face is outside of the bars, this cheek here is kind of like squish like this, right? And I'm thinking that his nose will be squished up like this, just because. So let's go ahead and play that, see what we have here. As you see, a little more smoother. Let's add some more in between what we had. see, where were we? Okay, we were at the highest extent was here. He moves back, moves there. So I want to make it in between frame, between here and this one now. So let's go there, duplicate it. This is the one that's currently selected. Take this down. Remember, this is the current frame that we have going on right now. Frame number 30. If I select everything, move him down. Whoops. I had warp on here. I want to double tap to undo that because I want to uniform him moving down everything. And you'll see as I move down this frame, it will reveal where I'm supposed to go. Okay. So he goes from here let's delete the background white. It's supposed to go like this, but we're having problems now because it's not lining up as well as I want. Because you see how, oops, see how his glasses are not lining up to where he's going to be in the next frame. So I'm going to have to do some manual adjustments like before. For instance, let's do some warping and move his glasses this way, that way. This should be here, and it's just not lining up that well. So this one, it would be much easier, instead of trying to warp it out, delete the whole thing and just redraw it. Okay? And we use the guidelines of where things are supposed to be. For instance, it's supposed to be somewhat like this, right? Like that. Let's go warp it out a little bit. So something like that. There we go, much better. So I'm going to redraw this circle here, this oval. Draw it a little better. Now that I have the general idea of how it's going to curve. All right, here. Look at that. Now I can delete that lower frame. And then I can just anticipate where his eye is going to be based upon how this character is supposed to look normally. And the same thing with his, and the same thing with here. I'm going to go over here like this. That. And see how his nose in the next frame is here and here? We want his nose to be about right here, and about right here. So we'll have to erase eye part right here and erase this part here. Okay. And it's just a matter of now figuring out where his mouth is going to be. And that's pretty easy because his mouth is going to be right here. Okay. I'm going to make that a little better because this is his smile here. And then over here is his smile from the next frame. And his cheek should be about right here anyway. About right here. Then we got, let's do that over again. There we go. Let's see, do that over again. There. So it's more like a bouncy ball now. Let's go see what this looks like. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, like at this right here, then he bounces down, then he pushes looks like he, like, let's use a whole duration here so it stops the action for a while. Let's see, play. Right. It's like he gets stuck right there. And then he forces, once again, his face through the bars. Okay. So right here, he gets stuck. And then looks like he tries to put his face back. Tries to push through. And then he pushes through. Let me see. Is it... Do we really need him to be stuck again? Because he is outside. Okay. His face is outside the bars at this point. And then somehow he gets inside the bars again. Pushes through. You know what? Let's take out this frame right here. Let's, instead of deleting it, because I'm not really sure how this is going to look, let's just hide this frame so we can see how everything looks without that frame. Yeah, we don't need that frame. Okay. So let's go ahead and delete this frame. The frame that we hid. Which one was it? It was this one? Was it this one? Yeah, it was this one. Let's go ahead and delete this. So what we have is him pushing up against the bars. See how his nose is coming through? He's moving his head down, pushing more, pushing more. Finally, he pops out of the bars. Turns his neck, goes down, and this right here is kind of odd. He gets back into the bar. He gets back onto the other side for some reason. Like right here, he is completely out. So I think I need another frame in between of him. Let's duplicate this one right here. So this frame here, I want to have because the next frame is going to have him on the other side of the bars where he starts over again. So this would be like, this would go like this, right? For some reason, he like, you know how like an animal panics and he puts his self back into the bars, back into his cage. So the previous frame, his nose is outside. So in this next one, his nose is back behind the bars. Previous frame, his cheek is outside. So let's put his cheek back in the bars like this. That's too much of a thing. Let's go like this a little bit so we'll show he's back into the bars. Because the next frame, he's inside the bars right here. And his eye, previous frame is outside of the bar, like right here. See how his eye is outside? I'm going to have it be a little bit down like this to show him getting back into the bars. And the next frame, he's inside of it. So same thing with this thing right here. He's going to be like that. And his smile always remains consistent. So there we go. So we have like this. He goes down inside. We might need another one. So let's go ahead and duplicate this one. Let's go ahead and delete this one. And for this one, we just want to do a uniform. Twist this like this. And use a warp to show him squeezing back inside the bars like this, like Shrek. Although he squeezes back, let's have him squeeze back this way. Let's go ahead and delete this right here, like that. His eye would be like this. His nose would be like this. And this would no longer be on the outside the bar, and this would no longer be on this side. And then his smile would be about right here. And he would be almost inside of it right now. So like this. I'm thinking maybe there's something. Nah. We're just totally outside. Let's do like this. There you go. And this would be like this. There we go. And this would no longer be here. Okay. Let's go and check this one out. Okay. See how when I'm adding more frames, it gets slower and slower? And it gets smoother? You're just gonna, at this stage, I pretty much have what I want him to do. And it's just a matter of drawing the in-between frames. And adding more stops. Like for instance, he goes here, pushes in. Okay, so here he pushes. I want a hold duration here, right? He pushes, and then he holds for a while, and then he pushes back. Okay? And he goes back. Denied. Tries again. Tries again. Like maybe he's denied here. Let's see if I have, oh, this is a full frame. I'm gonna have to redraw something here where he goes back some more. So I'll add a little hold duration here where he goes back and then pushes, tries again to get out of this frame. See how right there he bounces back, tries again, bounce back, go up. So we need him to, once he's out of the frame, not this way, like once he goes here and he is fully out right here, he should hold, I should add some more frames here and have him maybe jiggle around and then look around right here, look to the left, probably look to the right, and then go back down again, and then try to come out this way. Then finally he's out this way. This is the last frame where, let's have a little hold duration here too. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, we need more in-betweens so we could be much smoother. Let's see. Let's do the complete frame so you can see the whole thing is going on here. Yep, a lot more in between to do, but that's the general idea of what's going on. He hits the frame, he hits the bars right there, bounces back, finally gets his head out, goes back inside again, then it comes out again on the bottom. Okay, that's it for today. 25 minutes. And maybe we'll do one tomorrow. So stop streaming.